This is the grave of Lottie Hullett. Lottie was just 18 when she died in October 1888. She'd married her husband Fred, who was in his 20s, earlier that January. I couldn't find a cause of death for Lottie, but she's buried next to her sister, who died just shy of a year before her of consumption, which again is the 19th century term for tuberculosis. It was pretty common for multiple members of a family to die of consumption or tuberculosis. The term at the time was consumptive families, basically families that were particularly prone to it. This was obviously before people knew how tuberculosis spread. Obviously, it makes more sense that if a family is in close contact with one another, that they are more likely to spread it. Lottie's husband Fred went on to remarry, and he lived into his 90s, dying in the 1950s.
Hi. I'm sorry? I cleaned the markers. Oh, thank you. You're welcome. Oh, okay. Thank you. You too. Thank you.
This is the grave of Willie Dixon. Willie died in 1867 at only 2 weeks old. This is what the other side of his stone looks like. Willie had a lot of moss and lichen on his grave, If left, the moss eventually will eat away at the stone and eventually destroy it. Even though moss and lichen appear to just be on the surface, they actually have roots that go into the stone. D2 will help kill those roots, but of course the moss will always come back. Willie's parents were named James and Helen. James was a reverend, and they lived in New York City. Willie here died in Newark, New Jersey. I couldn't find a cause of death for Willie. Given that it was so close to his birth, my guess is the birth had something to do with it. Either it was premature or a birth injury, something like that. His mother lived another 34 years and is buried next to him.
Grave cleaning 101. First you need all your tools. We're gonna make this look real pretty. Edging tool, edge the side. Now let's pull this dirt out and get a cleaner edge. Starting to come along nice. You can see the marble edges. Now we're gonna trim it. Trimmer helps clean up the edges around it. Now I'm gonna get some of this dirt off. Scraped and blew some dirt off. Now we're gonna wipe it down and rinse it off. So we wiped it down and rinsed across. Now we just got to get this water out and use the blower and a dry rag. We'll get that dry rag to absorb all that water. And there you have it.